Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
And rest in peace to the idea that Dallas is the most famous Braden. He's not. He's not. That distinction goes to Meg Braden, who has gone ultra, uber, mega viral over the last week. It's crazy how, just a couple of videos and your entire legacy just gets wiped off the map. I'm sure that it's probably something that you're excited about. I know how much you love your wife and you support her. You guys support each other. You guys are the definition of ride or die as it pertains to a relationship. But it's got to sting a little bit that, you got drafted in 2004. You had your collegiate, you had your JUCO, you had your minor league, you had your MLB career, then you had your ESPN career, then you had your podcasting career, then you have your A's broadcasting career. Like, you've had so many different avenues to become famous, and your wife puts out 3 videos and just blows past you in terms of internet fame. Yeah, I'm assuming you want to say a couple of words of support.
I'd first like to start by saying thank God she's not firing off shit that I didn't know what was happening the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I had an idea, but I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what these fucking words are from. And it turns out it was a song. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. I see what you're doing here. And, sure, we can have fun with this. Obviously it's gotta be it's gotta be the right time. Can't I don't know if you noticed this or not, but there was no fun being had yesterday. There was zero fun being had yesterday, aside from Alumni Sunday. Not much fun outside of that. So, you got to pick your spot. But yeah, I was a little worried, to be honest, early, Jared, because I was like, I don't know if you're going to be giving me stuff that's going to keep me from
street legal
canceled. Yeah. And if I'm not vetting these verses and shit, I don't know, I have no idea.
Why do you, my question immediately becomes, why do you think your wife would put you in a position to where you would get canceled?
No, just like if she's thinking about something and it fits pop culture wise, whatever, but maybe there's a negative connotation attached to the artist or whatever, right? That she's not aware of, that most normal people maybe wouldn't be aware of. But the thirsty internet could be like, oh, nope, I'm going to tie 17 things together. And this is why you're an asshole for saying that. And it's like, oh, I didn't even see that coming, and my wife would be heartbroken over that, obviously, because she doesn't have a malicious bone in her body. So that would suck. But yeah, somebody sent me the fucking MLB Instagram. After that, I was like, are you serious right now? This, now this lady at home is going to be an absolute nightmare to live with. This is going to be a nightmare. She's going to be telling me look, this is how you have to do it. All right. So we're going to take videos now. And this is stop it. Just stop it.
Yeah. So now, I think what you're going to have to get used to, Dallas, is anytime that she's on a program or anytime that she's at the ballpark and the camera catches her, it's going to say, it used to say Meg Braden, Dallas Braden's wife, but now it's going to say Meg Braden, viral sensation, mega superstar. It's not even she doesn't even need you anymore to be like, oh, why are we showing this person? Why is this person of note? Oh, viral sensation, mega superstar.
True story. Yesterday, as I said, was Alumni Sunday. It was my turn to sit down with fans and, be able to sign autographs and stuff before the game. And I signed several autographs because they just give you these little 5x7s that everybody gets, right? And I signed several where the women asked, can you just sign this Meg Braden's husband, please? So I signed, I don't know how many, 10, 15 with just Meg Braden's husband. Like, so you don't want my autograph? No. Can you just write Meg Braden's husband?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. Absolutely, I can.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's having fun. She's had her day in the sun. She got some love from MLB, which is nice. Actually, it's the second time that she's gotten some love in this regard because Jason Stark, the Hall of Fame Jason Stark, when he has crazy, quirky ideas and he's like, I need something that comes from a human, but would probably pass for a drunken AI bot. So I'm going to call Dallas. And so he calls me, and I actually tapped my wife in for like some funny little saying or whatever. And she fired this thing off. It was about what you call a play at home where the runner doesn't tag home plate, comes through and touches home plate, but actually never touches home plate and goes back. Like you were just trying to think of a funny little scramble. She came up with something and Jason gave her the credit, gave her the love. And I showed her the article and she was, you'd have thought she wrote fucking Catcher in the Rye and was being acknowledged for it. Like it was great. So she's having fun.
I'm having fun. Having fun watching it. Having fun taking it all in. Consuming the content. Being a fan. I didn't get to know Dallas. I didn't get to know Dallas until after he retired as a player. So I didn't get to be a fan of him while he was in his prime. But getting to be a fan of Meg Braden while she's in her prime, that's special. That's a where were you type deal.
That's what the people are here for.
Yeah.
Right. You missed the career arc you wanted, Jared, but you get this
I did. I don't know. You wouldn't have liked me. You wouldn't have liked me in 2010 or something. Yeah.
No, I don't want to say the jury's out. I've made a decision, but.
Well, put it this way. I was a sweet kid in 2010. You were the problem. If we didn't get along, it was obviously going to be your fault. Because you liked me when I was at my worst, like 2017 to 2019. I was probably the worst version of myself. And that was like.
Well, I was helping facilitate that. I think you got to understand. I'm helping. There's intent behind that, my friend.
Yeah.
There's intent behind that.
Yes. 2010, Jared, what a sweet boy. He was nice, polite, just getting back into college. He was in year 4 of college that was only recognized as year 1. He was
struggle.
Yeah. Well, no, he was taking his time.
See, you could have used me for some academic guidance. I could have kept you on track.
Yeah.
Trust me.
You need to keep me on track with some of these picks that I've been making, Dallas. At a real
picks?
Yeah, well, they were good picks that didn't hit on Friday.
Oh, okay. All right. 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3 legs.
0 out of 3.
Well,
but
that could be a problem.
But statistically, they all should have hit.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like, sometimes you can make the right decision, but the result isn't what you want.
Well, sometimes you're looking at the board and the board's not looking directly back at you.
Mm-hmm.
The process was good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Jayhay knows what I'm talking about. I think I went like what? Willie Adames. There was, Contreras doubled up on the Brew Crew and maybe a Matty O in there.
Plenty of good ideas come just a beat too early. You know what I mean? In their time. And it wouldn't surprise me if that exact bet, reaped real benefits in one of these games. You just happen to be, as I said, a beat early on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna give it another go.
Die poor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're not gonna. That won't happen to you. I'm not suggesting that, but a lot of people are ahead of their time or ahead of the appreciation.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, you just got to keep chipping away. You got to keep chipping away. You got to keep downloading the Underdog Fantasy app. You got to keep using the promo code Jared, Jared. You got to keep making picks. You got to keep riding my picks because eventually, I'm not even going to say we're on a losing streak. We're not on a losing streak. It's really just that I think out of all the picks that I made last week. I felt the best about Fridays, and I think Friday was the only day that I hit 0, which was crazy. But that's just the way it goes, baby. You know how it be. You know how we do.
Yeah.
You know how we do. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. I pretty much only do total bases because I think it's risky enough without being too risky. You know what I mean?
You've talked yourself into the edge of going total bases.
Yeah.
This is where I feel naughty but knowledgeable.
Yeah. Like any 1.5 total base play, it's like, you know, oh, you're going to bet a guy to get a hit? Like, cool, man. Oh, wow, a hit? That's sick. And a home run is just like, you don't know that. You don't know that. That's so what, Dallas?
Nothing. I got nothing.
Okay. Dallas does this all the fucking time. He'll just like make these faces in the background and we'll be like, oh man, like what's something crazy must have happened. Nothing.
Well,
it's completely unrelated though. No, okay, I'll tell you guys after. And then he doesn't tell us after. He's the first person to log off after the show's done. Every time. Show's over. He's like, all right, see you. See you later, brother. Gotta go to the yard, brother. See you later.
Apologies.
Make entries of all baseball or mix and match across your other favorite sports. You can win up to 100 times your money, and it's a ton of fun. Yeah, I'm going to be putting, whether you're a Twitter guy or girl or Instagram guy or girl, I am going to be putting my picks on both places. So I'm going to, after this podcast is done, cook up a little, maybe a 2-legger, maybe a 3. I don't know. Usually I stick to 2, but sometimes I like to do 3. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared, that's Jared, to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared.
I mean, how do we revive the Punch Out parlay?
We could do that.
I mean, that's what steered the ship.
Yeah, that's what fed families.
That's what fed families, the Punch Out parlay.
Yep, that is
had people from all over.
Got me through my 7th year of college, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think that's something we gotta especially for the postseason. We're gonna have
Why not the BID parlay? I feel like that's something that like a lot of folks enjoyed. Can we do that, Justin Havens? Can we have that predetermined and have graphics made and whatnot?
I think they would like very much. Both the fans and everybody at Underdog would love it very much if there was a BID focused parlay.
Yeah.
So
we got to get it so that it's like focused on the app. Like when you first
like
click on MLB, it's like,
yeah.
Bang. Yeah. We need to get that.
Okay. I'm on it.
Yeah. I'm sure.
I mean, I can't do anything on the app. I
obviously
obviously don't have that sort of skill, but yeah. I'm on it.
We'll get it done. Joseph just texted us. What do you think he said?
I got Joe saying, "Bro, my bad. Didn't even realize the time," or something like that.
He said, "My bad, guys. Never saw these tweets. Figured the pod was at 11."
Yeah, there you go. That's right up Joe's alley for sure. That's on brand.
Yeah, he said, "Can I hop on Wednesday instead if there's no guest?" Yeah,
I mean,
Joe's the guest.
In fairness, Jake did send the text about 9 a.m. at 2:59 p.m. Eastern. So there was, only like a 10-hour window where.
No, but I gotta defend Joe here. My wife does this shit to me all the time. You can't tell me something on fucking Tuesday at 7:45 a.m. and expect that to sink in and resonate and me remember that shit later on Friday at whatever the fuck p.m.
I'd love to have Meg on the pod to discuss the very narrow window she's given to let things sink into your brain. Yeah.
She's busy.
Well, no doubt. I mean, we probably couldn't even book her if we wanted to. Yeah.
You know what? I feel like Meg should be the Wednesday hot seat.
That's a great point.
That's a poor idea.
It's not a poor idea because really I would imagine that she is getting calls from all sorts of like she's going to be on Ben Verlander's podcast next week. I'm not going to get out scooped
That would be so embarrassing.
Yeah, like if Meg Braden made her first baseball podcast appearance and it wasn't here. Like what are we doing?
Oh, she would fucking do that in a heartbeat too.
I know.
I don't trust Dallas to stay on top of this. I think we need to book her directly.
I have her number. I'll send her a text message. I'll see what her availability is. And let's get Meg on the pod. Feel like we have to do that because we're running the risk of her appearing elsewhere. And boy, would that be a bad look for the brand.
She would, and she would call me after. She'd be like, "Hey, so I just did what? Hold on, what? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Well, because you do one, and I figured, no." Like you go
Classic
on
conflict of interest. Yeah. HR would be all over you if you had your wife on this pod.
Yeah. Dallas just having sex with our guests. Can't have it. Can't have it. Can't create that kind of culture.
It's family first podcast.
Yeah. Yep.
Given the lineup we've had, that's quite. Wow.
You know what we should do? Ooh, now that I'm thinking out loud here. What about Thursday? We have Meg
That's
on.
why Eduardo won't come on.
I missed that.
Jared, Jesus.
I missed that.
Is that why Eddie's texting me? So are you going to be on Wednesday, or is that just us? Oh fuck!
What if Meg comes on the podcast on Thursday, and then the Baseball is Dead Family Feud is Dallas versus Meg?
Oh,
yes. I've already fucking torched her once.
Wow.
Revenge time.
Yeah, it's not. Well, now we're putting your fate in the hands of the Baseball is Dead Discord, who could potentially create questions and responses that cater more towards Meg.
No, we don't.
That's such a cool, especially because Dallas retired. What a cool way to unretire.
Yeah,
come back to the game.
Oh, yeah. See,
the game.
What's Meg doing? Yeah. What's Meg doing right now? Is she awake?
No, yeah, but not. Yeah, she's awake because she has to be right now. It's
So
full on mom duty right now. Full on mom duty.
You think if I called her, she would answer?
No.
Oh, I mean, it sounds like a challenge.
Well, it's 8:30. I'm just thinking time wise. It depends on if the girls are up or not. Honestly, like she could be up if the girls are up. If the girls have not woken up, then she would not be up.
You don't text your wife good morning in the morning? Like, I know when my girlfriend's awake. I'll be like, wake up, send her a text. I mean, we live together. She gets up way before me, so I know that she's awake because I wake up and the bed's empty. But if I were away, like when I went to Arizona, like I would know that she's awake because I wake up, send her a text. You don't do that?
No. Nope. We're entirely too far down the line for that shit. She'll wake up, and when she does, she'll let me know if she needs me. And when I wake up, I will do what I got to do. And come time, Jared, hey, morning, what do you got going on? Like I'll FaceTime right when the girls are getting ready to go to school because I know she's up. She's getting ready to walk out the door. I'll get the, hey, how you doing? All right, I got to go. I got to get these kids in the fucking car. Fantastic.
All right. Well, I'm going to work on that. I'll be doing some side work here to book
the Discord
Dallas
just crushing pop culture questions
versus
right now.
Meg. Family Feud Thursday with an interview. Her first ever baseball podcast. I'm assuming. We got to get it in writing because I know that there are other baseball personalities out there that like to take my ideas almost immediately and pass them off as their own. So make sure they have an agreement.
Bitches be doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chris Sale. Still doing it. Do we have a shot at the Triple Crown? I feel like we do.
Yes. What's great is we have a shot at both triple crowns. That's what's really fucking cool. I love that. I love that. Like in an era where we're trying to get back to the starting pitcher, right? Where the conversation is, damn, what it could be if we had a horse. What if every team had a horse? What if every team had a couple horses? A trio of horses, a stable of horses. Well, this is what these dudes represent, a Skubal and a Sale, their performances right now. So I love the fact that we do have two starting pitchers in a time in our sport where the narrative is you got to find these guys, how important these guys are, blah, 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 blah. I love the fact that you also have two ends of the spectrum performing this way, right? You have a guy in Chris Sale who was like in some corners ready to get the old Yeller treatment. But then you've got a guy in Tarik Skubal who has just continued to burst onto the scene and show the world how utterly dominant this dude is. I just watched Skubal front row, just absolutely carve, and it was nowhere near his best outing of the year. And to see that and to see it happen in person, the level of dominance and almost the level of ease at which he starts to cruise, it's really fun to watch. It is really impressive to watch. And I'm really jealous of fans that have been able to watch Chris Sale consistently and up close all year long. Like
it's been fun.
That's a season to remember as a fan. Like, you get a guy like Chris Sale in who would essentially be written off from other places, like, oh, the health, the injury, we get it. He's a tough guy. We love that about him, but he's not performing for us. And now you see this happening. Like I just couldn't imagine being a Braves fan soaking this up, man.
Oh yeah, it must be fucking sweet. Yeah, he 16-3 is Chris Sale, leading the league in winning percentage. ERA is 2.38. 213 strikeouts leads the league. ERA plus 175 leads the league. FIP 202 leads the league. Home runs per 9 0.4 leads the league. 11.5 strikeouts per 9 leads the league. So he has the triple crown and then some. And then in the American League, another 16 wins for Tarik Skubal. He's 16-4, a 2.53 ERA. That leads the league. 208 strikeouts, that leads the league. ERA plus 164, that leads the league. A 254 FIP, that leads the league. So to Dallas's point, it's actually a double triple crown. Jayhay, I would imagine this is
crown?
a double chocolate
triple crown. A double triple crown.
Yeah. I don't know.
Ask me.
In baseball history.
No, I know it's coming. I have the answer.
In baseball history, has there ever been a triple crown winner in both leagues in the same year?
Yes.
Wow.
Including in your lifetime, sir.
Holy shit.
And I bet you'll remember it when I mention it. Justin Verlander and Clayton Kershaw both did it in 2011.
Okay.
And that is not actually the only time either. It is exceptionally rare. It's very cool that, in a sense, we got to already see this happen. 1924, Dazzy Vance and Walter Johnson.
Oh, big train.
Also did so. Vance for the Brooklyn Robins and Johnson for the Senators. That gives you a sense of how long ago that happened. But obviously, both of those people are legends in their own right. And those two instances I am double checking, but I believe those are the only instances in baseball history of what you're talking about.
Twice.
Yeah, in the same league, only twice. And for that matter, like nobody's done it in nobody's done it in either league since Verlander and Kershaw did it in 2011 in a non-shortened season. Bieber did it in 2020. You can assign whatever value you want to that. He had 8 wins and a 1.63 ERA. So like we all know how dominant Shane Bieber was. I'm not sure that I'm assigning quite as much heft as I am to what Verlander and Kershaw did, because they did it over the full duration of the season. So I do think, not to do it a total aside, I do think that matters a lot more for individual stuff like this than it does for like who won the World Series that year.
Yes.
Because they still had to go through a whole postseason. So, but anyway, yeah. So great question. And only twice in baseball history. And obviously done by legends, all 4 of those people. Are
Who's the Dizzy guy?
Dazzy Vance.
Dazzy Vance.
Dazzy, yeah.
Hall of Famer, has an MVP, 3 World Series winner, the whole deal. So we're talking about 4 Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers who have done it.
Yep. Big time Dazzy guy.
Dude, I was
Dazzy jersey.
I was down on the field before the game talking to some fans.
What'd you do down there, Dallas?
What's that?
What'd you do down there?
Oh, well, I was just hanging out, right? I was hanging out, talking to some fans. And I actually had my nephew's college baseball team in town. But I'm sitting there talking to some folks, and like, you know, when people come up behind you and touch you or whatever, it's like you can tell who it is sometimes. Like you just know kind of who it is. Well, I'm standing there talking, and I feel this fucking hand, and it felt like the hand like started at like my lower vertebrae under my neck, and then just like draped over my shoulder, over my neck, over everything. And it was like, hey. And I fucking turned around. I was like, who the fuck is this? And it was Skubal, who's looking right at me. And he's got one hand on my foot. And I'm like, and he's got his other hand stuck out, reached out. He's like, hey, Tarik. And I was like, yeah, got it. He's like, huge fan. Love what you do.
Yeah, he's a big pod guy. I've been meaning to say that. Like, so I think we can. I mean, 1,000% we can get him in the off season.
Oh yeah,
but
we don't have to wait.
Yeah, we don't have to.
We don't have to wait. Like that could happen. But he was it, and then it dawned on me. Oh shit, local dude. Like he's from Hayward. He's from the area. So yeah. So growing up,
I met him at a bar in Arizona. Fucking. What year is that? Must have been end of 21, early 22, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, super nice dude, super humble. I mean, at the time, like I knew who he was, but didn't know he was going to become this. So like, yeah, like we followed each other then, but like we've kind of just, you know, been like Instagram buddies like since then.
Yeah, I was all over him early. And a lot of it had to do with the hobby, the baseball card hobby. And because he was part of like a prospecting list that I was going after with left-handers. And I have like fucking 4 or 5 of his autos. And then when things started to roll for him, I was like, oh shit. Like I went back into the, I was like, hey, pitchers, side note, pitchers just don't get a ton of love in the baseball card hobby. Like Paul Skeens is one of the most recent pitchers to generate a lot of buzz and have like any sort of monetary attachment to it. But I was just like, oh, Skubal, I know this kid. I know this name. Like this is, and then he just turned into an absolute fucking monster. But yeah, it felt like I was being attacked by a fucking kraken or something with his hand wrapping around me. And then it was like, I just looked at him. He takes up a lot of space.
Yeah.
He can fill a fucking room. That is not a small human being. Also, got to say hello to and catch up with Casey Mize.
Yeah.
Who says hello.
Nashville. Shout out. Yeah. Casey Mize is a great dude. Very easy to root for him. Where are the Tigers at, by the way? The Tigers, they got a shot.
They're going home. They're going home. Or they're going, not home. They just left Oakland, but they're four out. We're 4 out.
They are 3.5 out.
Entering
play today on Monday.
Okay.
Minnesota Twins. The Minnesota Twins are begging someone to knock them out of the playoffs. The Red Sox said, we're all set. We don't want to go. But the Detroit Tigers, the Seattle Mariners, that's still a possibility. So yeah, very exciting win for the Tigers on Friday night, that 9th inning grand slam. Very cool.
Right. I mean, that's super cool.
No, it's pretty cool. Jayhay, you had a thought?
No, I was just going to say, I think the Royals sweeping the Twins was the result of the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you could debate that with the Mets and Braves back and forth, certainly, but it does seem to have put one team in a position to threaten for the division and another team in a position to, on some level,
fight for their lives.
Defend turf. Yeah, for the final wild card spot. So that was, a pretty decisive performance on the whole for the Royals, which was very impressive. In Cleveland, you're talking about how the Twins are begging somebody to catch them in the wild card. I mean, Cleveland is playing a little bit of that dance in the AL Central, and I know it's been a back and forth. I know the Royals caught them and technically passed them. And then, I don't know where the losing streak stopped, but I believe the Royals lost 7 straight.
Correct.
And Cleveland reasserted themselves, but it's back down to 2.5. It was 5 entering the weekend or something like that. So, excuse me. So, I think you can play the narrative game when divisions and races go back and forth like this. I think ultimately it's a reflection that there's not much separating these teams, and there's not much separating on a regular season level. I don't think there's much separating the whole lot of teams that are competing to play baseball in the postseason in the American League.
So then is it fair to say that the future of the postseason right now is really more based on who these teams are going to be playing as opposed to who they are collectively?
I mean, I think there's something to that, but like even if you take that angle, right? So it's whoever you're playing. I suppose there are situations where a team could be a uniquely bad matchup for another team.
Yeah.
But like if the playing field is that level, right, then I do wonder how much do matchups really even matter, because you're basically shaking everybody up and throwing them out into some matchups. Like, I think the biggest differentiator, and this is obvious on some level, but the biggest differentiator in terms of postseason odds or whatever is just going to be who wins the division. Who are the 2 best division winners, or who are the division winners who put themselves in a favorable position with the postseason structure, even if they're not the better teams necessarily than the teams that are playing in the wild card round.
So like right now, Jayhay, I haven't even looked at it. That's why I thought about the question, so I posed it. But between the Guards and the Royals right now, Guardians are in the driver's seat as far as the division goes. But could this be more of a case of, hey, the Guardians might be playing better baseball right now, but who the Royals have ahead of them compared to who the Guardians have? Could that just be the deciding factor? And it's one of those things where, unfortunately, the Guardians have the tougher schedule going down the stretch. They're going to end up playing opponents. And I'm not saying that this is true because I haven't looked at either of their schedules right now, but that could, I think, be a bigger factor than collectively who these teams are, individually moving forward. Who gets lucky to race the slow kid in the race to go to the playoffs, right? Who's that team?
Well, technically Fangraphs has the Royals with a harder remaining schedule, but I'm not sure that I don't know how reflective that is, because you get to the end of the season and how seriously are some of these teams taking it? What sort of rosters are they trotting out? But what is interesting about the Royals schedule specifically is not only do they end on a 6-game road trip, but the last 3 games are in Atlanta, which look like they could be like massively important games for both sides potentially.
Yes.
Royals less for getting in the playoffs and more for like maybe could they win the division. And the Braves are now, as we alluded to earlier, fighting for their postseason lives.
Is that going to be? It's not like it's too early or too late, but could that safely be the series to watch at the end of this season, unless the NL West looks a little different? And I don't know, like the Dodgers are out, 6-7 games right now they've created were the separation. So I don't know if that's coming back down to earth.
Obviously, this isn't a comprehensive list because I didn't think about it ahead of time, but I see that Baltimore is playing the Twins in the final series of the regular season, which obviously could have implications for both teams. The Yankees have the Pirates, so I think there's a little bit of drama lacking there. But the second to last season or series for both the Orioles and the Yankees is head-to-head against each other at Yankee Stadium. So I do think that's September 24th to the 26th. That is, maybe the one that you circle at the end of the year being like, that's another decisive, division deciding series head to head against those 2 teams. And given where that division has gone, I think the last time we podcasted, the Orioles had a half-game lead. Now the Yankees have a half-game lead entering play on Monday. I almost think that that's not getting enough attention for the drama, given typically how much attention the AL East, an AL East frontline battle gets for the division. Feel like that's a little under the radar.
And think about the effect after that, right? How that unfolds, because you've got both of those teams who, as we sit right now, have the most wins in the American League. So you start to look at the wild card picture and how that unfolds, because one of those two teams who's not going to win the division is going to, at this point in time, be that first wild card team up. So now you have, however that Kansas City Royals series starts to unfold, that matters. There's going to be an impact there. So I think, I think that's a great point out, Jayhay. The New York and Baltimore series, the weekend before the series or the season's over, and then that Kansas City Royal Atlanta Braves series.
It's big time. It's big time. It's going to come down to the wire. I think it's cool, though, this year that you're going to have, well, I don't want to guarantee it, but we can't guarantee the Triple Crown, but I think we can almost at this point guarantee who's winning the Cy Young. Couple lefties.
Yeah.
Power pitchers. Two great stories, but for completely different reasons.
That's what's cool about it. That's what I love about it. That's what I'm like, yes, man. Yes, because the narrative, the old head narrative that says you need starting pitching, I think this supports that. And then you can also have the argument from the new school that says, see, you old bitches, we can do what you did. We just need to be allowed to do it. We just need to be given the opportunity to do it. Right. And I know the numbers as far as, longevity and body of work are not comparable to what we saw in terms of finishing ball games in years past. That's fine. The game has moved on from that, though. And this is different. And this is where Skubal says, I could very well be that throwback, bro. You just got to let the dog eat. Let me become the fucking animal that I am, and I'll show you what's popping to the tune of a Triple Crown. That fucking dog is eating right now.
Whew. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. I think that there's obviously going to be less of a, I don't know, with like the MVP award. I feel like we're not as fired up about it this year. It's interesting because you do have like you have a two dog race in both leagues. I think that you're making wildly different arguments for both players. So it is interesting, but I feel like in past years when Shohei was pitching, it made for a more spirited debate versus what it is now. Would you agree with that, Dallas? That
yes, just because people are trying to they're trying to figure out where the pitching performance fits in. How do they value that? Because you have an argument against a guy who plays zero defense.
Well, I think
in an MVP conversation.
With you specifically, though, like when it was Judge versus Shohei, you were screaming at the top of your lungs, like, why are we just casually throwing it? Oh, and he also pitches. Like, no. The dude fucking is a starting pitcher at the big league level and is going to be like a top 10 Cy Young Award vote getter. Like, we can't just be like, yeah, like, Judge's offensive season and then Shohei's offensive season. And he pitches too, but like, look at Judge. It's like, no, right. Like you're not, they were not properly or appropriately evaluating or giving weight to what Shohei was doing. This year with Shohei not pitching, it makes for a more interesting debate. But I don't think it's a more spirited and passionate debate where maybe it's because Judge got one, like when Yankee fans they felt slighted by the Astros cheating scandal and Altuve stole Judge's MVP. They were very passionate in their argument for Judge, whereas everyone else was like, yes, but like what we're seeing from Shohei is once in a lifetime shit. So the two sides were very passionate about their arguments for that MVP award this year. Oh, this is a question that I wanted to ask Jayhay because I didn't read the article, but I saw the headline and I kind of want to get your thoughts on it. Bobby Witt Jr. Would this be one of the, where does this rank in terms of best seasons ever to not win an MVP?
Brother, I'm glad you asked me because in about, I don't know, 30 hours would be my guess. We will have our newest video essay on the YouTube channel on that exact question. I know that Petriello dropped the article on MLB. I did shoot him a message saying similar territory going to be covered. Obviously, not competing for the same stuff. But yeah, we answer that question. We also put his whole season and his first 3 seasons in context because we've never really seen anything like it. But I will tell you that to the question, where does this season rank among seasons that did not win MVP that year? It is at the absolute top of the top, cream of the crop list.
Wow.
The names that he would be alongside are the titans of the sport.
Wow.
Well, I mean, how could it not be? How could it not be?
Like a 10-win season.
It's taking another historic run for Aaron Judge to do what he's doing, and we're not taking anything away from him there. But that's the kind of like Miguel Cabrera winning the Triple Crown to negate the MVP effort of Mike Trout. Like, that's what it took. It took that. And this is what it has taken to take over Bobby Witt Jr. is it takes another historic run like this from Aaron Judge. So it's one of those, I think it's going to be one of those MVP seasons that you almost feel worse for Bobby Witt Jr. not winning the MVP than you feel good or happy for Aaron Judge having won it. You're like, look, I understand the numbers are what they are, and you're going to get the award, and you probably deserve it. But good Lord, does Bobby Witt Jr. deserve it?
So, and what's interesting about the comparison you made between the Miggy Trout year or the Triple Crown year specifically, and the Judge Witt year is that in the Miggy Trout year, and boy, was I at the forefront of that argument, at least in my own head, if not publicly, then you had a side where it was like, one dude is winning the Triple Crown. Okay, what else do we have to talk about? And the other side is all of the advanced metrics, namely wins above replacement and stuff like that, support this other guy. And it's also not particularly close. So like there was almost like an impasse like between the two sides where it's like, this is, in my opinion, almost more intriguing because the advanced numbers suggest that, I mean, I think it paints Judge currently ahead, but it suggests that it's still not a complete argument. So like, you can't just point to, hey, wins above replacement says this, and I'm ending the conversation here or whatever, because that doesn't really end the conversation. And that's why I know the betting markets say what they say, but statistically, I do think this is still kind of an open debate, or will be over the final weeks. If I know neither of them are playing their absolute best baseball at this very second, but I do suspect we'll get some more drama before the season's over.
And if Bobby Witt Jr. has any sort of heroics down the stretch to push the team into the postseason,
or Judge for that matter.
Exactly. I mean, look, you know where my loyalty, my ultimate loyalty lies with Aaron Judge. Why? Because he's from the 209 and we ride together. Bobby Witt Jr. is somebody that I would love to see win this award just because it brings back and it just continues to bolster the argument for the, and when I say this, it almost sounds silly to say and not have Aaron Judge in this category, but I think you'll understand the difference. Like when I say complete and total player, Aaron Judge is playing center field and he's stealing bases, but he's not doing it to the effect that Bobby Witt Jr. is. And so outside of just being that big behemoth masher that I think Aaron Judge has the title of, Bobby Witt Jr. is the speed and power combination at a premium defensive position that I love seeing this game start to really shine the light on once again. So I think him winning the MVP award and maybe doing so in a fashion where he's made outstanding defensive plays and has gotten big hits, probably stolen a couple big bases to get his team in the mix for October, that's going to mean a lot. And on the other side, you're going to have Aaron Judge hitting 2, 3, maybe 7 homers in fucking 8 days to help his team. Like that's what we have right now.
I also think there's something super compelling about, I mean, this is a secondary point in the video essay that's going to drop on Tuesday, but like, I think another really compelling thing about Bobby Witt Jr. and that has nothing to do with the MVP award is that he's made significant gains in every season that he has played. Like, he did not arrive on the scene as a finished product offensively or defensively. He is now, by the metrics, if not the very best defensive shortstop in baseball, then certainly at the top tier. And his offense, we don't need to go into at this time, but like, he arrived and put up a 294 on base percentage in his first season. And I know there was a lot of counting stat sexiness to what he did that rightfully made people encouraged, but like, he was a league average offensive bat with a 294 on base percentage in his first year. And right now we're talking about a guy who's putting up one of the greatest offensive seasons that we've ever seen for a shortstop. And like, elite. I know A-Rod is kind of like the modern, like, in your head, you're like, oh, greatest offensive season by a shortstop that I've ever seen. Well, that's always, the answer is always A-Rod, right? It's always, and you can put the asterisks by those or whatever you want to do, but like, A-Rod is the gold standard for modern shortstop offensive production. What Bobby Witt Jr. is doing this season is A-Rodian. It is. And you need no qualifiers there to make that claim. So it's incredibly exciting where he's at. And I don't know, man. I just, I don't remember being like this. Obviously, Ohtani's his own category, but Bobby Witt Jr., I think, excites me or like the national fan as much as any player I recall recently.
Yes. Yep. I'm 100% with you. If I didn't have a front row seat to watch Lawrence Butler every day, and I feel the way that I do about him, and I'm not telling you that Law Dog is as electric as Bobby Witt Jr., it's not what I'm telling you, but like, these are just dudes that when you get to see them every day, what they bring to the table, it's good for baseball.
Devastating tweet from Bob Nightingale that just came out. Jake, I'll read it for you. Bob Nightingale tweets, 5 years ago today, the Boston Red Sox fired Dave Dombrowski. The Red Sox, 76 and 67 at the time, were 370 and 259 with 3 division titles and a World Series championship in 4 years under Dombrowski. Since the Dombrowski firing, the Red Sox are 352 and 356 with 3 last place finishes. Meanwhile, the Phillies will be playing in the playoffs for the 3rd consecutive season since they've hired Dave Dombrowski.
Is there a common denominator there, Jared?
Spending money. Yeah, I would say.
What about another one?
No.
Just spending. That's it.
I would say, yeah, that would be the common denominator is one regime spent a lot of money and the others did not. And the regimes that spent money are the ones that won division titles and went to the playoffs.
Davey Doms.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it funny how if you are an executive for 30 years or whatever Dave Dombrowski has been at a high level in Major League Baseball, that you can run the full gamut of opinions on your work? You can go from, the next big thing to this guy's overrated because all he does is trade the present or the future for the present and bankrupt the teams that he's operating and then leave them high and dry, to all the way back to the other side where it's like, oh, this guy tries to win baseball games and links up with teams that are also interested in winning baseball games. And if that comes at the expense of some of the future for real dividends in the present during your actual window, then let's do that. I think I know nothing about the man personally, but I think his work as a baseball executive has aged incredibly well over like the second half or the last quarter of his career. Basically, the Phillies tenure, I think, has been an incredible coda for him if this is his last stop.
I mean, even with the benefit of hindsight, if you had told me that this would be the next 5 years, but you get 2018, I'm like, deal. Deal.
For sure.
100%.
Like,
no question.
I've lived how awful 2020, 2022, 2023, 2024. I've lived all of it. It has been fucking awful. It has not helped my career at all. Like, being a Red Sox guy with a Red Sox podcast, knowing that if the Red Sox are good, We're going to strap a rocket to your ass, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to have none of those seasons. It's actually going to be on the opposite end of the spectrum. But you get this 1 year where you get everything for 1 year. You taking it? Yup. Where do I sign? Right here.
You were rubbing that Dombrowski genie bottle with two hands. Come on, baby. Give me 2018, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and 2021 also was great. I mean, I wish that team, if it wasn't for fucking Laz Diaz, we probably would have, we at least would have went to the World Series. I don't know that we're beating the Braves, but we definitely would have went there and we could have got more run out of it. But yeah, was 2018 for all the life, career, and personal experiences worth it for the 5 years of misery that have followed? Yup. Yes.
Fair exchange.
Yes. Yep. Taking the
Fair
deal.
Exchange. It's
and
a question
I mean, all those years of misery resulted in the draft picks that netted you Nuttown. So I mean, folks over there with the Red Sox are pretty convinced that like the light's at the end of the tunnel right now. Yes, like those years sucked, but they seem pretty convinced like, hey, like things are about to change over here. So we'll see if that happens. I don't know, like my confidence level in them spending and whatever, but the big trade has to come because of all like the redundancy with all like the prospects, guys that are blocked at the big league level. But yeah, I would make that trade. The 5 years post Dombrowski being a barren wasteland of misery, it was absolutely worth the experience of 2018. It just was.
He put a ring on it. It's the reverse. It's the reverse approach where you're like, hey, look, I know we're not at the top right now. All right, but you stick with me, baby. And we're going to be eating steak and lobster every night. It's going to be good. Davy's like, look, I can get us in. I can get us the best table. It's going to be steak and lobster right now. Any bottle of wine that you need, that's fine. Now, as far as dessert is concerned, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. And you may or may not be stuck with the check.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, dinner and
gonna be great.
dancing are going to be fucking electric.
Yeah. I don't even think I really put two and two together about how influential the Oakland A's were in 2018 and kind of like the rest of like the happenings in my career could be tied back to the Oakland A's, because when we went out to Oakland in April of 2018, when they got no hit by Sean Manaea, the A's were the first team to give me credentials, which then gave me the leverage to go back to the Red Sox and say, why are the A's credentialing me, but the Boston Red Sox won't? And that's what got the gears turning over there to be like, you know what? Touche. Let's work on this. So if it weren't for the A's credentialing me in April of 18, we don't get the press passes in 18 that we still use to this day.
So do you want to take the time now to say thank you to me?
Thank you to Billy Bean. Great guy.
Not Billy.
You know,
not
it's
Billy.
No, I was Billy. Yeah, we talked on
Billy.
that trip. Yeah, thank you to Sean Manaea. Because if not for Sean Manaea, then no hitting the Red Sox.
Shoving it up directly up your ass.
Yeah, then we wouldn't have had a reason to be on the field after the game. But
Thank
yeah,
you,
I mean, that
Zito.
was
I think
Barry Zito. Yep.
He got us the seats.
Yep. And he paved the way for lefties like Sean Manaea to come in and do their thing in Oakland. But yeah, that trip in Oakland was when we had already known each other through like the internet, but that was when I first met Cora in person. That was when I first met JD in person. That was a very influential trip. It all started in Oakland, California, the Coliseum, the legendary Coliseum.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Billy Bean.
Yeah.
Billy was like, we won't have him here and not have him on the field. Like, what are we doing? Billy's the one that stood up and took a stand.
Billy was in England.
Well, over Skype.
Oh, well, yeah, he may but
no, they put him on. They put him on the video board, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They conferenced him in, and he was like, "Jared's there. He doesn't have a pass. Not on my watch." So, thank you, Billy Bean, and thank you, Game Time, for sponsoring this podcast of Baseball is Dead. On this Monday morning, Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for your favorite live events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste your time searching through thousands of tickets. Jayhay, when would you say is the next? Are you going to go to another game before the season's over, or are you just wait until the postseason?
That's a good question. My brother had floated going to a Red Sox game.
Oh,
yeah. I don't.
in Boston, you say?
Yeah. It would definitely be. Yeah, definitely at Fenway. I don't know if that's still on the table.
Oh, let's keep it on the table.
But that was a real possibility discussed within the last week or two.
Yeah, let's keep it on the table. Let's use Game Time to get some seats.
Oh, no question.
Let's get you into Fenway, and let's give you guys a great experience. And the curation on Game Time makes it easier to save even more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. The all-in pricing, when you toggle that feature, it shows the total up front. So there's no surprise fees at checkout. You can get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy your tickets. The lowest price guarantee or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. What a deal. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry today. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code BID for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code BID for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Dallas, what time is it?
Game time.
It's game time. I, in a couple of weeks, am going to be a hot dog in Kansas City. Why are you laughing?
Because you've always had a little weenie in you.
Oh, shit.
I'm not talking about your social life either.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. Do you know?
I'm on Team Relish.
Relish.
Team Relish, yeah.
Well, mustard's a hot ticket. I can understand why.
I mean, I don't know why not ketchup. Like, hello. Like, it's a very easy one.
Oh, for your fucking, what is it? Mark's ketchup?
Clark's.
Or Klark's, yeah.
Yeah.
Klark's ketchup?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mark's.
Sorry, Mark. Klark.
Sorry, Mark. Yeah, it's Clark's
He's
ketchup.
a great guy. Don't know about his ketchup. Klark, though, leader in the clubhouse when it comes to ketchup.
Oh, yeah, the best. The best ketchup. But yeah, Team Relish in the hot dog race. Project Dr. Wiener is underway in Kansas City. It is September 21st. The only disappointing part.
Can I do we have the plus minus here? Like is there something I can get on? Does Underdog, are we doing anything for this?
I think we should be able to, yes. However, I'm not a fast runner at all.
No, you're not. No, I would absolutely be taking the field, but I just wanted to know if that was going to be an option, which is why I'm asking.
Yeah, so
don't confuse it with support.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Go, Jared.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword because not only am I not fast, but I have no stamina either. So like, it's not like I can do like a short burst and then bail. It's like, oh, can we wager that Jared will be in first place through the first 30 yards? No.
Your girlfriend says different.
No, she knows I have no stamina.
No, I meant about the short burst and bailing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she calls that the JC. Yeah.
Did I just get Carabas again?
Yeah. Yeah, she knows all too well about that. But yeah,
I think you're on the list of people I've never seen run.
No, it is a treat.
I don't think I've ever seen you run.
I've seen you run.
What do you mean? When?
I saw you run.
I've never seen Jared move quickly.
Yeah. Well, and look, neither have I. And I've seen him run.
It's called being stoic.
No, it's stoic. Oh, that's exactly what you think when you line up to watch the 100-meter during the Olympics is give me the guy who's got the most stoic gait.
Yeah, it's called having aura.
Yeah, natural grace.
You ever seen The Undertaker run?
Yeah. Jared's got a very Yeah, you haven't. Jared's got a very demure, a very mindful sprint.
Yeah, very cutesy.
Very cutesy sprint.
Yeah. You ever see Michael Myers run? No. So that's kind of just my vibe. I'm just, I'm
the arm swing. There's no arm swing.
I'm a slow moving guy, but it's with intent.
I read a book once where, the book was give or take, but I do remember one line in there or one idea where it was like, you should never run when you're late for a train. Should never run to catch a train that you are on the verge of missing or something like that, because it puts you outside of, I guess, the short version, so we don't eat up a lot of time, is like what was intended to happen or something like that. It was kind of like, so I don't know that you can go down lots of rabbit holes with that kind of stuff. But I do remember when I used to have to take the train into the city, I would always be like, I don't know if I'm going to run for this. I think I'm just going to let it happen.
Yeah.
I thought you were going
then
more
I would be
along
late.
the line.
And then, eventually they told me.
Then I got
leave.
fired.
Yeah.
Bad
book,
shit happened.
And then I stopped coming in at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, either way, you may have never seen me run, and you won't this time because I'll be a hot dog. So it's not like you'll have, like, you can imagine like, oh, Jared's in there, or maybe he's not.
Are they prepared for the biggest flop of the hot dog? Like, you're going to get out there and there's just going to be fucking relish standing around.
Oh, you want me to run?
Yeah, and the relish throws his arms up, and then you can just see relish and he's head down, relish looking at his phone. I'm not running. Relish doesn't run. They knew this. That relish doesn't run. Like, why did we even fly this asshole out of here? He's not running. He wanted to be relish, and now he's bitching at mustard. He's got a problem with mayonnaise.
Is Coley still doing it
up
in like a custom-sized suit? Is he still the tomato ketchup bottle or whatever?
I don't know what he is.
Is he the family size of Clark's ketchup?
We don't know.
Sorry. Fuck.
Clark's going to be pissed, by the way.
I know. And I'm sorry.
I don't know what Coley is. I don't know. I think
he's got to be fucking family size, whatever.
He's a good man.
They're making him a custom suit, but we don't know of what.
I want the custom suit to come to his knees and his elbows, and I want it to.
That's kind of fun. That you don't know. He's just going to show up there. It's like, here's your suit, dickhead. It's like,
you're Miracle Whip, Coley.
Yeah. You're a stick of butter, my guy. Here we go. Get in there.
It's sweetened though. You're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm excited about it. Dallas claims he's seen me run. He hasn't.
I've seen you run.
No, I think you're referring to that softball tournament, right? But like, I turned and like jogged after a ball that was well over my head. I jogged after it. I definitely didn't sprint. Then we had the Barstool softball team. That's not what it looked like. That's not what it looked like. There's video of it.
Yeah, well, like this. Oh fuck.
Yeah. That's not what I look like running. That's not what I look like running. Like, anytime that I'm doing these events, right? Like, I did the old time baseball game last year, and I got
these athletic events,
119 mile an hour knock up the middle. So I just jogged up the line because it's like, I don't have to beat this out. It's already the fence, and I'm still in the box. And then when we did the Barstool softball team, I fucking hit a piss rocket off the wall and jogged to first. I was like, it's either a home run or it's a single. I'm not doing extra bases. I'm not legging it out for the squad. It was just a fucking from the bat to the wall on a line single.
Is it fair to say that you are the absolute worst fucking teammate that you could possibly have?
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't want that to just be pure opinion,
Mm-hmm.
To hell with my experience in team sport, to hell with my experience in the clubhouse. I just wanted it from your perspective. Can we be on the record as Jared Carrabis being the worst possible teammate for any athletic endeavor?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, again, like it's either a home run or it's a single. For the old time baseball game this year, if you go back and watch the vlog on our YouTube channel and you see the end of the game and everyone's doing the high fives and at home plate, where am I? Not there.
Yeah, no.
I'm in the shed with Papelbon. We're doing swigs of Whistle Pig.
I was going to say, Papelbon's fucking mainlining fucking wild turkey back there.
Yeah. All you schlubs are going to go out there saying good game. While me and Pap are exchanging war stories about our time on the dirt.
Papelbon and Carrabis shooting up Everclear in the shed. What are they doing?
Yeah. 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 No one noticed that. Yeah. It was just, seventh inning rolled around and it was just time to share stories and bond.
Yeah, and all you're talking about is offense, too. Let's not forget that this man absolutely refuses to play any defense. He will stand out there on defense, but to think he's going to play defense. No.
Well, I think our manager, Christian Yelich, had me at first base.
Which was just...
I don't do first base.
No, instead he put Rob fucking Lowe over there.
Yeah.
Who absolutely butchered my play.
Neutral. Team neutral.
Was Rob Lowe wearing a Major League Baseball logo hat?
I think he was. Yeah.
He was.
I think he was. Yeah. We need to go back and look at those rosters because some of the people that were considered celebrities have since fallen off and are not celebrities. And then some people are like, they're way more famous now than they were when they played in that game.
Who would be the one that I know who I think in my head? That was like the fame was where it was then and is now significantly more so.
Oh, Machine Gun Kelly.
I was just going to say MGK.
Yeah, he was famous then, but like this was like before he put out that pop punk album. He put that out in 2020. This was early 2020. So maybe he was working on it at the time, but it wasn't out yet. This was December 2019. Yeah, so it wasn't 2020 yet. So that album wasn't out yet. He wasn't with Megan Fox yet. Wasn't doing all this other stuff. Yeah,
the world was just about to end.
Yeah. Yeah. Those were good times. Jared Goff got me in trouble.
He was there. Jared Goff was there. Who else was there?
Adam Sandler was there.
Adam Sandler was there.
Yeah, Jack Flaherty played in that game.
That dude's really fallen off, Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Boy.
Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler could wake up in December, have breakfast, and throw his plate of eggs at the wall and be like, you know what? I'm going to make a movie about that. And you could just guarantee there's 10 mil. Guaranteed.
I'd watch it.
You know what? It would be fun maybe as an off-season project, or maybe not. Maybe just something to say right now. I wonder what the list of people is whose basically their entire lives are a success, at least publicly. Awesome. Like, I don't know whatever. Not saying I know the guy, but like start to finish, more or less, when you come into the public eye,
Leonardo DiCaprio,
the whole thing is a success. He probably would profile as a fit for that list right now. Yes.
Would you say Justin Timberlake doesn't because he got that DUI?
I would say I don't feel like Justin Timberlake quite fits that. I feel like there was he
was a Mickey Mouse Club guy.
Is his acting career a success?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah.
I'm asking. I'm not an expert on this.
I mean,
what movies he's been in?
Is it a success like LeBron James's acting career is a success?
No,
like he's in movies
because he made a movie?
No, he's been in successful movies.
Read the lines.
Yeah, he's been successful in movies, and I think.
I mean,
like,
Adam Sandler
someone like John Cena, right? Like John Cena has been in plenty of movies. Like, can you name one? No.
What about Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise, I think, would be the next answer, right? Tom Cruise.
I don't know. That guy.
You do have that.
He's like fallen out of favor and
you've got that other thing, but
I think that's a pretty dark cloud. You also have like every ex-wife of his being like, hinting at the idea that he's kind of a disaster, or whatever. I'm not going to get into Tom Cruise slander on episode number 257.
Feels like we're there.
Yeah, we're already there.
No, I don't. But like Adam Sandler,
what have they been saying about him?
What?
Why do you say fuck Tom Cruise, Jay?
Yeah, what is the black mark on Adam
Cruise's
Sandler?
ex-wife? We need to get her on here.
Katie Holmes.
Yeah.
Katie Holmes was my biggest crush growing up.
Oh, Dawson's Creek had you reeled in.
No.
Yep. I wanted to be James Vanderbeek.
James Vanderbeek.
And then the other guy
Pacey.
When he took over as her love interest. I wanted to
Pacey was the dark horse.
Jennifer Love Hewitt was mine.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Real good.
Where's she at now?
Jennifer Love. Hey, how you doing?
Should we get Jennifer Love Hewitt on the pod?
No.
Out on wow, Jerry, Jesus.
Nice. She is she's 45 years old. She's been married since 2013.
Good for her.
Yeah. I'm gonna say don't book her though, Jake.
Wow. That's harsh. That is harsh.
Yeah.
She looking
so
like
she's
a
behind
September
Shin
call-up?
Soo Choo in
Yeah.
order.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we're good.
So life ended up okay that you and Jennifer Love Hewitt didn't get together?
Yeah. I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What movie was that? What was it, like House Arrest or some shit?
What?
Can I Google like Jennifer Love Hewitt like in her
IMDb?
prime?
What are we doing?
I thought her prime would have been like, wasn't it like I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Yeah. No,
That
Scream.
era? Scream.
No, she was not in Scream.
Not in Scream?
No,
It was that one.
She was in
Jay.
I Know What You Did
Yeah,
Last
I Know What You Did Last summer. Yeah, what I said.
Yes.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was in Scream, wasn't she?
There you go.
Yeah.
There was always
yeah.
it was always like a rivalry because they've both got 3 names, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
Well, it's always like, which one of you is going to crush the
brunette.
low-grade horror scene?
Yeah. I remember the Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
House Arrest. That
Titans
is
of
the
the
movie that I
industry.
was thinking
Yeah.
of. Yeah, this movie came out in 1996.
Great flick.
Yeah.
Maybe. Couldn't tell you one. I mean,
Some are saying.
I can take a stab at it from what the title is, but you know, can't say
Yeah.
it left an impression on me. Wasn't like Willow, you know, or some great childhood movie of mine.
Epic.
Oh, thank you.
Epic.
That gets no love outside of me and my brothers.
Are you serious?
Allie's like, this movie sucks. And
No.
I'm like, I was like, wow, Willow.
How about
You're kidding?
how
Mad
about-
Mardigan?
how about the one of the opening scenes, like the fucking dogs or the werewolves,
Yeah.
the wolves? Like I
Coming
was
after
like,
the little baby?
yeah. Willow.
You guys were after Power Rangers. You guys were after Power. You guys didn't grow up on Power Rangers? You guys are too old for Power Rangers.
You're all pigs. Yeah, no, I got Willow's very much in my bag. Yeah.
Who?
The movie
Willow,
Willow.
bitch. You don't know about Willow?
Mm-mm.
Oh no.
I got to pull up what year it was made. It was
Is it like-
1988.
Shout out Val Kilmer.
It was a Ron Howard direction, so not
Mhm.
some rinky dink nothing flick. It's
No.
got an absolute killer lineup. Val
Banger of
Kilmer,
a cast. Yeah.
who I
Iceman.
know isn't currently active, but obviously was amazing as Mad Mardigan. Warwick Davis is obviously the headliner, main character. Joanne Whaley, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Fire in that movie as the main
Yes!
love interest. Yeah, this is a killer movie.
Yeah. Go get it in you. It's an epic.
I'd encourage anybody to go check out Willow, do battle with Queen Bavmorda.
Isn't there a Willow too, Jay?
I think there was also the Willow series that they put out on, I'm forgetting what streaming service, but like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe they put out a Willow's thing. I started watching it and I just,
Like on Paramount or something?
yeah. I mean, Warwick Davis was like a secondary character in it. So it had that tie to it, but I had a hard time getting as emotionally attached as I did, when Val Kilmer was swinging the sword, and Willow Ufgood was just a little Nelwyn farmer.
Just-
You like that, Dallas?
I just love that somebody else likes Willow. I love that.
Yeah, it's like it's on any short list for my favorite movies ever.
I see what you did there, Jay. Any short list. Oh,
I'm so lost. I've never
So many good characters. So many good characters.
This is a movie, you say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Finn Rizal. Don't forget about
Yes.
Finn Rizal.
Oh, Finn.
Yeah.
And what's his name? The other little guy with the no fuck. I don't know.
Like the warrior guy who
Hallmore or something like that. Hi Hallmore. Why am I don't know.
Oh, wait. No, you're not thinking about Burgle Cut, are you? The bully, the guy who picks on Willow.
Yes.
And then he's the baby throws up on him. Yeah. He gets it in the end.
Yep.
Or the bird shits on him. I can't remember which one it is, but either way.
Don't spoil it. No spoilers.
Oh yeah, no spoilers. That's not a key point, but yeah.
I'm so lost.
Go get it in you today, Jared. It's a good Monday movie for you.
Carve out. I know you got nothing going on today, so carve out 2 hours and sit down and watch the 1988 epic Willow.
There are people that are already showing up to the House of Blues. I haven't even showered yet. I'm still doing a podcast. You guys see this Michael K and
yes.
Oh, Dallas.
No,
you know what I'm talking? Oh.
No. What do we got? When did this happen? What is
Flaherty Beef?
Got to play it for him.
Okay, yeah. Don't. I just want to hear it. Well, who's involved?
Michael K. and
you weren't very talkative on the bus this morning to the field, but as I was driving here, I was thinking
this is on the broadcast.
A place that's close, you can walk back and forth. I know you mentioned Don Zimmer living out the apartments out in center field, but I just had a lot of time to think on the team bus today because it was just very quiet.
So you'd rather me be chatty? I wasn't feeling great.
I haven't seen you in a long time, right? You don't work road trips anymore when I'm on the road, so I thought we would catch up, but it quickly was evident that you weren't in the mood, so I gathered my thoughts about how it would be nice to live close to Wrigley, walk back and forth to the park.
Interesting narrative that you're putting together, because I've been told by executives that you prefer to work with Ruocco. That's why you two guys are matched up all the time. I mean, that's just what I heard. I don't know if there's any truth to it.
I just put it together that the road trips you don't want to go on, that I ended up working with Brian Ruocco because we're willing to work the games on the road.
Ground ball to short, Swanson. Listen, John, I don't pick out my schedule. I go where I'm told. I'll be very chatty tomorrow.
No, I just want to make sure that you're okay. We're a little worried about you.
I think you were worried that I would be talking much on the broadcast.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's lovely. I love that.
Airing some nice laundry there. I mean, come on, let's get real. Nobody believes that Michael K doesn't pick his schedule. So let's dispense with that.
Yeah.
He goes where the executives tell him in the sense that he tells the executives where he's willing to go, and then they send him his schedule that reflects that.
So they did make up, though.
Are you going to play another clip?
Yeah, they made up.
Okay.
Now, this is a very small booth, John, and the original plan today was to have Meredith sit between us because from what we read, we really hate each other.
Well, I just want to make sure we're okay because I felt like yesterday we got along just like we always get along. But after the game, I heard we don't like each other. So are we all right?
I love you. We're great.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to go love, but I really like you a lot.
There we go. Now it's going to be written again.
It's already started. Guys, you would not believe the chatter in the clubhouse today about the two of you.
Are you serious?
A lot of people wanted to know, was it real?
Love each other.
Look at that.
Love each other.
I mean, John and I go back and forth like that all the time.
All the time.
Runner was going on the 3-2, and that'll do it.
Let's shake on it.
Now let's really hug it out.
It's so nice.
I don't know, man.
I feel like we're all being treated like we're idiots.
Yeah, like I think it's one of those things where, like, obviously everything in the first clip was real. They did have this unspoken, like, I have a grievance, you have a grievance, we're just going to let it bubble up, and then it's finally going to explode, and it happened to be on the air. But then once you get all of it out, then you probably have a conversation privately about those grievances, and you come back on the air the next day, and you're like, you know what, we're all good. And like, they don't have to say, like, yesterday was a bit, because obviously there was real animosity. There were real issues that needed to be talked about, but I'm sure they resolved those issues off the air so that they could come back on the second day and say, yeah, no, we're good. We're good here.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, but you know what? Like, as far as their personalities go, and as far as the limelight that is New York, like, is there a problem with the way that played out?
No, there's no problem. I just don't like being told that what I heard isn't real. Like, we all heard that was real. To Jared's point, it was very explicit, simmering, maybe low level grievances, but they did bubble up to the surface. Those things were real. And like, there was a part of a clip that Jared didn't play because Allie and I were watching it in real time. She said, "Did you just hear that exchange?" I said, "No, I wasn't really paying attention." We rewound it and watched it again in real time. It was weird as it happened. They don't always do that. They might have, I believe them that they have a playful back and forth or are willing to take barbs at each other. They do that. That's not what that was. But like, and the reason I also don't think that it was that is that if you continued listening to the broadcast, they bring up that Boog Sciambi is out of commission for that game for the Cubs because he has strep. Okay. And Michael Kay makes another kind of forced joke about, well, it's not like he has got a broken arm, like kind of suggesting that, maybe Boog should have toughed it out or like, and he said something like, we guys in our position, we play through it. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Michael Kay, I know. I was like, Michael Kay may be joking again, but like, nobody plays through strep throat. In fact, most of your coworkers would never want you to play through strep throat.
Not when you talk for a living.
You're talking the whole time next to somebody else. But also, like, it just felt like maybe like the cadence or the humor was just like a beat off that day. And like he got a little defensive after the Flaherty stuff and was maybe trying to like pivot or like make a joke and it just didn't land. It just felt like the whole thing was kind of weird for that stretch. And that's just why I think it was real, because you're not reeling like that off of a comment that doesn't really bother you, right? Oh shit.
This is not good for Dallas.
Oh no.
This is not good for Dallas. A statement has been released by Klark's Ketchup. For immediate release, Klark's Ketchup responds to brand slander by Baseball is Dead co-host. Klark's Ketchup has been made aware of brand slander comment by Dallas Braden, Baseball is Dead co-host, and Sacramento A's broadcaster on the latest episode of Baseball is Dead. Obviously, coming on the heels of our Section 10 partnership conclusion, Klark's is clearly disappointed in the actions of the co-host. Our brand is hurting, and Dallas referring to us as Mark's Ketchup is clearly an intentional shot at a family-owned and operated small business. We know that an outward insult is just a reflection of the internal struggles of an individual, but there must be consequences for actions. I'm going to post that to my story.
I mean, it's an honest mistake. I feel terrible about it.
Mm-hmm.
I would never intentionally fire these arrows at Klark.
At a family small business.
Yes, never.
Family-owned, operated American business.
It was not my intent to ruffle the feathers.
Well, you have
of Klark.
You have.
Hopefully, we'll be able to catch up and sort of mend the fences.
I mean, you could probably start by getting Klark a pair of Gooder sunglasses.
Well, the sun's always shining when you're cool. Klark's cool, but if you need sunglasses, Jared, where can you get them?
Well, you and I got the same pair.
We did.
I believe what was it? The Astro G?
Yeah, the Astro Slide Gs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pink. I can't wait to get those. They're stylish sunnies. Starting at just $25 a pair. No slip, no bounce, all polarized. They're all fun. High performance sunglasses designed to make you feel like the best athlete of all time, even if you couldn't make the minor leagues. But Dallas did make the minor leagues. I could have. I was just busy. overpriced sunglasses don't make you run faster. Just so that you know. But we do have the Bolt G, the Bug G, and the Astro G. Now, I would advise you to go to Gooder's website and check out the Astro G because that's kind of what me and Dallas went with. They look great. I'm going to wear them on the podcast. There's nothing anyone can do about that. Jayhay, did you get a pair? Because if you didn't, I'm going to get you a pair.
Nope. I was also included. I have an order out. You guys got the, I pulled it up. You guys got the Ready the Confetti Cannon.
Yeah.
That's the name. I'm assuming we'll be wearing them the next time we do a Gooder read here to show it off. But yeah, Ready the Confetti Cannon is what you got. And I believe mine are called Save a Bull, Ride a Rodeo Clown.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, the names are definitely out there, but I like that.
Ride a Rodeo Clown.
Yeah, I like that.
Are those the wraparound Johnnies? What are?
Yep, they look a lot like the ones you guys ordered. They're just different colored.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I went with a little bit of a, frankly, better look, but we'll let the listeners decide when we look at. We're all going to look great.
We're going to look great when we get them in. If you want yours, you want to support the show, try a pair. Gooder is giving Baseball is Dead listeners free shipping. You can go to Gooder, that's GOODR.com/BID and use the promo code BID for free shipping. Gooder offers a 30-day money-back guarantee and 100% satisfaction. Again, that's Gooder.com/BID and use the promo code BID to get yourself some free shipping. Shout out to Gooder. I'm very excited to get those in. I was looking at Justin Verlander's numbers yesterday. Man, he sucks this year, huh? I thought it was almost small sample size syndrome. It's really not. It's what, 13 starts, 14 starts, Jayhay?
I believe 14.
Yeah, it's not great. He's
not
I agree
striking
with you
guys
that
out.
it is. I didn't think he had as many as he did.
Yes, yes, that's where I was at. I thought I was going to look up and see like 8 starts. Like it's, we're talking about almost half a full season for Justin Verlander. Not striking guys out. There's lots of traffic. The ERA is pretty high now at this point. If you were to start the playoffs today, I mean, it's not even like a far-fetched conversation to have because we're not that far from the playoffs starting. Say it's because, I mean, they would have to advance a round or two here.
Dude.
Best of 7 series, he gets a start, but like anything fewer than that, no.
Didn't we have this conversation, Jayhay? Wasn't this a question on?
Well, we were ahead of the game on this for sure. We posed this idea. I mean, but to Jared's point and to the start that he made on Sunday, it's become a very in-your-face issue. The time element is now very real. It's 3 weeks away, give or take. And this start was probably the most disastrous that he's had yet. And obviously, we're the deepest into his season. Like to Jared's initial point, we aren't 4 or 5 starts in. He's not working. This isn't the May 7th start at Yankee Stadium where he allowed 3 homers and 7 runs, right? Like this is the September 8th start where he got kicked around for unequivocally his worst start of the year. And I don't even think to me, the debate isn't, is Justin Verlander getting a postseason start? And the debate may not even, is he on the roster? A, and B, like, what does he have to do to convince you that he gets on the roster or deserves a start from this point forward? Because you have, I think, I would think 3 postseason rotation spots more or less locked up.
Yes.
If not 4.
Yes.
Like Hunter Brown and Ronel Blanco have been like start to finish, maybe the best pitchers that they've had this season. Framber Valdez is pitching the best he's pitched all season and some of the best that any pitcher in baseball is pitching. And Kikuchi, as we've outlined before, has been very effective with the Astros in different ways than he was effective with the Blue Jays. So
Jayhay, I think this is about a conversation with Justin Verlander that goes like this. You have been phenomenal for us. There is not a world we live in right now where you provide us the best starting option in any of these scenarios. But you do have the acumen. You do have the experience. And what we might be able to do is find a way to maximize you out of the bullpen in a situation where we need to eat innings. And Justin Verlander is going to look at you like you got 12 heads, and he's going to go, you want me to mop up in October? You want me to be like the long guy in October, the contingency plan in October? And I think at this point in time, the answer is yes, because we have other options right now when it comes to starting these ball games where that's going to give us the best chance out of the gate to win these games. What you could be is somebody who gives us a chance in a game that gets away or a game that we've been able to separate ourselves. That gives us a chance to save what we have going on. Can you be that guy? Are you interested in being that guy? We would love for you to be that guy. But I think that's where the conversation's at right now. And I think that it is a come to Jesus moment for Justin Verlander, who has certain individual pursuits in his mind. But I would think that ultimately the biggest pursuit is being a world champion. And how can he best serve his club right now? And I think going into October, it is with him having the understanding that he is going to have to take a step back, and he is going to have to let the other guys who just provide a more viable option out of the gate to get it done, and he'll fall in line. And that's a tough ask of a first ballot inner circle Hall of Famer. That's why these conversations are really, really hard to have. It's tough because you're talking about one of the greater postseason performers, one of the greatest pitchers in
one of the greatest pitchers of the era, the postseason.
Yes, postseason, different question or different story. But
World Series specifically, he sucked in the World Series.
So that's where I think the Justin Verlander situation is right now for the Houston Astros.
Yeah. Speaking of greatest pitchers of the generation, Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer are set to rejoin the Texas Rangers rotation just in time for the big push. It's, again, we've already had this discussion. It's just worthy to note that they're coming back. But at the end of the day, it's like, we're coming back to make sure we can still do this. We're not coming back for any other reason. We're not coming back to help the team. Like it's all set. We're all set here, Texas Rangers. But we just want to have these guys come back, get some innings under their belt just for the mentals, just to know like we can still get outs at this level.
Well, yeah, this is purely an individual pursuit. And this is part of being on a team in this situation and you having the status and cachet that you have. If you're a guy like Max Scherzer, no, I will be coming back. I'm going to be utilizing your training staff and everything here right now to get myself physically healthy. And I'm going to be showing everybody else in baseball that I'm healthy enough to garner attention and conversations heading into next season. And Jacob deGrom is going to be essentially doing the same. Just, hey, I'm available. Hey, this is what it looks like moving forward. So factor that in as you will. I think that's exactly, it's nothing more. It's nothing more than this, right? You got Jacob deGrom for what, 3 more years? 4 more years? So sweet. He's healthy. Great. See you in the offseason. Fantastic. Max, thanks. Appreciate it. Sorry it didn't work out this time. See you later.
Nestor Cortes is crying. He's crying. It's very sad, Nestor. Let's see. Let's look at some numbers here for Nestor Cortes. Baseball
Nestor
Reference
don't like the move?
Really slow. Yeah, he's upset. I'll pull the numbers while we're reading his quotes. Quote, obviously I was upset. I felt like I've been amongst all the starters, the workhorse here. Once Cole went down, they picked me to be the opening day starter. Not necessarily the number 1, but the opening day starter. I had to switch my routine there. And now they do this. That's what he said. Nestor Cortes has been abysmal since about the beginning of July. Baseball Reference fucking blows, and it takes forever to fucking, I don't know why I use this website anymore.
Give me a date. July what?
Guess no Baseball Reference sponsorship incoming.
Yeah, July. They would be asking us for money.
We can start with July. Since July 5th was when his outing started.
No, we won July 11th.
First outing.
July 11th.
Okay, you want to start it? You want to do away with his good start?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
They're all consecutive.
All right, here you go. In 10 games, 9 starts from July 11th to September 7th, Nestor Cortes is featuring a 5.16 ERA. Opponents are hitting 272 against Nestor. They're slugging 485. They've accumulated an OPS of 803 against Nestor during that time. He has yielded 8 home runs in 9 starts. He struck out 41 in 52 and a third innings, but he has walked 13 as well. He's given up 30 earned runs, 55 total hits in 52 and a third innings.
Yeah. It's a 563 because I'm throwing out the relief appearance against the Cubs because that's not a start.
Okay.
That's not a start. I'm talking about the starts that led up to his demotion. Why would the start where after he got demoted be included? In the 9 starts leading up to his demotion, it's a 5.63 ERA. Opponents hitting 291 with an 854 OPS. Like, yeah, dude, you sucked. What are you complaining about? Why are you upset? Be upset at yourself. You sucked. Am I wrong?
I mean, those numbers aren't a great argument to keep yourself in the rotation, but I think all things considered.
So here's, I'm going to play the other side because I think we're maybe in need of somebody to do that, even if it's just for play acting purposes. I do think if I'm Nestor Cortes, and part of the quote that he gave was that, they asked me or I was named opening day starter that required me to change my routine or whatever. I'm not going to pretend like I know like what that required of him exactly, but he's clearly viewing this from a perspective of like, I've made some level of sacrifice for the betterment of the team, and now I'm being asked to do something. And if he's looking around, what he would see is that there's a guy named Marcus Stroman, whose ERA is 5.38 since June 6th. Since the beginning of June, 15 starts, Stroman has a 5 ERA with a FIP to match. And I think we all understand why Marcus Stroman is not the one moving to the bullpen, just signed the contract, all of that sort of stuff. Yep. But that doesn't matter to Nestor Cortes necessarily. He's looking at it and like, I'm the guy who's been here. I was a high-end performer, at least in some point in the recent future for the New York Yankees. I have come through in a pinch in a rotation that has needed people to absorb innings in Garrett Cole and other people's absences. And instead of demoting the new guy who has sucked for most of his tenure here, or maybe doing something similar with Carlos Rodon, which I don't think the statistics quite support that perspective quite as much. No. But, he was really bad last year and didn't get moved to the bullpen or whatever. And so that's what Nestor Cortes is seeing in the situation, fairly or unfairly. So from that perspective, I kind of do understand. Like, he's like, fuck this, man. Like, put Stroman in
the last part of it, Jayhay, though, you hit, and that's the take home is, sorry, bud, you're going to arbitration next year, and Marcus Stroman is not. So the commas in the paycheck, that's what's telling this story. That's why it's happening this way. All right. And maybe there's a hope that Marcus Stroman and what he can do when he's back on track serves a better purpose or gives you a better shot than what Nestor Cortes is featuring. And that's an internal conversation.
I think it's different. I think it's more so you're committed to Marcus Stroman. So to piss him off in year 1 of the deal is much different than a guy you can just non-tender.
But that's what I mean. Like all of that. I mean, and maybe I should detail that, but that's like in my head when I say that the difference is the commas in the paycheck, all of that is what we as players know. That's what we as players understand. Like, there's a reason you're not doing this. You brought me in to be a guy. And in year 1, in the first run, you're going to tell me that I'm not, and that this is a different scenario than the one we had talked about. Like,
and personality wise, you tell Stroman to go to the bullpen, that goes south real quick. And it's like, in year 1, we put him in the bullpen. And so he's upset about it. It's like, no. Like, that relationship is fractured forever if you do that.
And then it starts to permeate through the clubhouse. And that's what you don't want to have happen. Right. And sometimes that is part of the decision making where it's like, I don't want to call it the lesser of two evils, but what do we want to do here? Like, are we okay with pissing Nestor off? Or like, what's going to work better? Pissing Nestor off, pissing Stroman off. It can be that easy. It can be that simple outside of the financial aspect that I've hinted at and we're talking about. Like it can legitimately be, there's a reason that you bring guys into the clubhouse at times like this because of what they provide. There's a reason why you tiptoe around or are on eggshells with other individuals at times like this, because you don't want to do something or create something that could set you back in pursuit of what you're after.
And again, just to go back to the Nestor Cortes perspective, like I brought him up, you know, like vis-a-vis Marcus Stroman, but like if he's all he has to do is pull up Baseball Reference if it's working or Fangraphs, and what he'll find is that if he pulls up Fangraphs, he leads the team, the pitchers, in FWAR, and on Baseball Reference, he's third in BWAR. So his perspective is, what the hell, what are we talking about here? Like, yes, I've had a bad stretch, but I've also been unequivocally one of the most productive pitchers for this team this season, no matter what version of wins above replacement or really what stat you're looking at. And you can see all of the starting pitchers or people who have made starts that rank below him on those lists. And none of those people are being asked to make the quote unquote sacrifice that Nestor Cortes is. And we've outlined those reasons. You guys, I'm not disputing anything that was said. I'm just saying, like, again, you know, there's the soft factor of I've been here for this team. I've been a New York Yankee. These guys haven't been here as long. And I'm better. I've pitched better than them on the whole this season. Let me ride out this rough stretch. So like, I get it.
That's 100%. And that's where he's not telling you that he's better than Garrett Cole,
right?
But he's telling you that he's better than all your other options right now. Like if he's looking at this in totality, he's saying, how am I the dude? Why am I the dude? And it's almost like you're asking him, or he's asking them to say to him, you need to be honest with me, and you need to tell me that right now, this is more about making sure that everybody's personality is taken care of. Don't lie to me and tell me that this is performance-based, because if you're a numbers guy and you're a numbers group who fancies the numbers and allows those to dictate the decision-making, there is nothing about the numbers that tell you I am unequivocally the guy that has to go on the chopping block. The numbers tell you out of your qualified starters, I'm the last dude that you should be considering. That's what the numbers tell you.
Right. And I get it. I think we're all on the same page here that we would all prefer to have Luis Heel on the mound in a big start for the Yankees. We'd obviously, Cole is his own thing. You know, I think maybe we're split, but I think I would prefer to have several other pitchers on the mound that the Yankees have ahead of Nestor Cortes. But it's not my career, right? That's not the perspective here. So I get why the Yankees are doing it. We laid it out. I also get why Nestor Cortes is reacting the way that he is.
Yeah. I think you also kind of have to look at it. If you're Nestor, the writing on the wall factor of, are they going to non-tender me? You know, like that's going to be a decent bump in pay. And it's like, if we don't see you as a rotation guy moving forward, then that's a lot of scratch for a long reliever, for a bulk guy to follow an opener.
Jared, but that's a conversation to have in the offseason, and that's fine. But in this moment right now, when you're making this decision, that's where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
That's the leg he is standing on, the legs he is standing on. That's
didn't they try to trade him too?
I think he was rumored in a few different ideas. I don't remember them offhand, but I do remember his name coming up at different points.
Yeah. So I think that's
true or not. Yeah.
A non-tender situation seems less likely than a trade scenario. I don't know, but either way, not great. Not great for the New York Yankees, who have no closer. Their opening day starters in the bullpen. They lost Garrett Cole's start. to the Cubs. By the way, great homecoming.
Winning
for
the
Anthony
division,
Rizzo.
but no big deal.
Well, they're not going to make it any significant distance in the postseason. Yeah, great homecoming for Anthony Rizzo at Wrigley. Nice video presentation by the Cubs for Rizzo. And I can't believe that that's his first time back since leaving.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. They played his original walk-up song for him. It was very cool. But yeah, that's all I got. Jayhay, any Nuggs?
Absolutely, I got Nuggs.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just talking Garrett Cole. I know the bar is high when you're the reigning Cy Young winner, but after a 5.40 ERA and 9 homers allowed in his first 7 starts, he has a 1.58 ERA and only 2 homers allowed over his last 7 starts. That's since the beginning of August. If you dig a little bit deeper and look at his 4-seamer, which is obviously an important pitch for Garrett Cole, through July, batters were hitting 273 with a 545 slugging percentage against that pitch. And since the beginning of August, they are hitting 159 with a 304 slugging percentage, obviously more in line with what we would anticipate from, peak or slightly post-peak Garrett Cole. We'll see how long that hot streak or how much carryover there is. Chris Sale, we talked about the Triple Crown stuff, but just to update some recent stretches that he's been on over his last 16 starts, we're now at a 1.91 ERA with 131 strikeouts and only 77 hits over 99 innings pitched. And if we look at just his last 6 starts, it's a 1.15 ERA with a 48-5 strikeout to walk ratio in 39 innings pitched. Not to ruin the Johnson family's day, but Seth Johnson was the first Phillies pitcher since Cole Hamels on August 24th, 2006 to allow 9+ runs and record 0 strikeouts in a start of fewer than 3 innings pitched. I feel like anecdotally, I am seeing more and more of these really crappy starts, which means we are in September. And some of these teams are out of it. If you missed it, Shohei Ohtani, after becoming the founding member of the 43-43, the 44-44, the 45-45, he is now the founding member of the 46-46 club. That's actually a lie. I don't think he was ever actually at 45-45.
No.
I think he skipped over that. So I was being a smartass, but that's not even correct.
I like it still.
Yeah. But 46-46. So countdown continues. We are now a clean 4 homers and 4 stolen bases away from becoming the founding member of the nice round 50-50 club. These are not nuggets, but a few things to look ahead for this week. Skeens is on the mound again on Monday. Today, it does feel it's amazing how quickly things move in a Major League Baseball season, because the time period from when Skeens had the Rookie of the Year on utter lockdown to the Rookie of the Year being almost out of his grasp with Jackson Merrill feels like it happened in a fucking second. It's crazy. Like I know it's like, I'm not dismissing Jackson Merrill. I think he's going to end up being the correct winner, but like to go from this guy must start the All-Star game for the good of Major League Baseball and frankly the good of America, and to not even winning the Rookie of the Year is a little bit crazy. Even if it has no bearing on optimism about Skeens moving forward, the guy still has a 2.13 ERA and 19 starts. Little crazy that's not going to win the Rookie of the Year in its own right. We updated this last week, but just as a reminder, Yamamoto is back on Tuesday. So before the next time we record, it is coincidentally scheduled to be a head-to-head matchup against Imanaga right now, which, given where we were in April, would have been a circle your calendar type thing. I'm still very excited about it, and I'm obviously for Dodgers postseason hopes. Jack Flaherty was awesome. Walker Buehler on Sunday against the Guardians. Jack Flaherty. I'm sorry. Walker Buehler goes today. Obviously important how he continues to look. And then Yamamoto on Tuesday. So a big stretch here for the Dodgers rotation. And then a quick little promo note here for Underdog. The alt projections are now live. If you click the little arrow stat next to a player's name, you can change the projection. And as that projection changes, so will the payout multiplier, which is both a really cool feature and a very user-friendly way to do that kind of stuff. So I would encourage people to check that out. And if they're not already signed up, to use the promo code Jared to sign up for Underdog. That's promo code Jared, Jared, for the lingering questions about the spelling of your name that have been popping up in Discord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what I got.
Dallas, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. You guys saw the graphic that we threw together. Job well done, highlighting the success of Lawrence Butler and Brent Rooker since the beginning of July. There's also been another fella in the mix that has not gotten a lot of attention, understandably so, but I want to take some time to highlight what Seth Brown has done, simply because it has legitimately been a tale of two seasons for this dude. And on a team where there's a few other guys getting a lot of love, what he has done as the elder statesman, the longest tenured athletic, understandably, again, has gone overlooked. But in 63 games to begin the season for Seth Brown, he hit 189. He had 5 homers, 15 RBI. He had a 557 OPS. That's 557 OPS. 66 punch-outs, 15 walks, and that was over 195 plate appearances. Since his return, however, to the big leagues after being designated, since July 11th, 45 games, so over the course of 151 plate appearances, Seth Brown is now hitting 326 with an OPS of 943. He's clubbed 9 homers. He's got 29 RBI. He's cut the strikeouts more than half. So Seth Brown, a guy who's playing outfield, DHing, can play first base, fourth outfielder, extra guy, off the scrap heap sort of, but has legitimately picked himself up by the bootstraps after being demoted. And with the surge of young talent coming through Oakland, you feel like, damn, my days could be numbered. And all he did was swing his way back to the big leagues and just had a massive, massive weekend where the Oakland A's became the first team since 1901 to be trailing in the 10th inning, the 11th inning, and the 12th inning, and come back and win that fucking ball game. And it had everything to do with Seth Brown, who stepped up and hit a bomb in the 11th and then a walk-off knock to win the fucking ball game in the 13th. So shout out to Sarge, Seth Brown.
Downtown Seth Brown.
That's right.
Did somebody at Baseball Reference come at you about that stat? I saw you quote tweeted it, and then their tweet was deleted, and you said you can go back to 1901 or something. Was there?
Oh, no. I was just quote tweeting it, saying you can actually, because they followed up with that as well.
Got it. Got it.
And I just said, I just said you can actually, because that person said that. I just quote tweeted that first one to say you can actually go back to 1901. Yeah, I wasn't throwing shade or talking shit. No.
Got it. I just couldn't see the original. Yeah. Nice.
Jake's take?
Yeah, it just was a pleasure having Meg Braden's husband on the show today.
Yeah, that's true. Big time.
Hopefully we'll see her later this week. But
Thursday we're working on it. Yep. Thursday. The
biggest feud episode ever.
Yeah. A lot of people are talking about how that one's going to do big numbies, and they're not wrong. So
how did feud go with young Joseph?
We won.
Do we have numbers? Did he?
He didn't have as many as me, but no one ever does.
No, I mean, did he go? What did he do first or second? I got to go back and watch it.
I think he went second.
So we've got. It looks like Yeah, they sent me the updated numbers. They added Joey's stats. It looks like he's averaging 153 points per appearance, which would be the most of the three of you. Right now,
feels a little skewed.
Yeah,
we're not talking sample size. That's
on the going first side. I don't know. I don't remember if this was the case. Oh, I guess Joey did go first. Okay.
He did? He didn't go first.
No, this is wrong. Well, it's not wrong in the total points section, but they just have it aligned.
Discord.
They
can't trust those fucks.
Wrong. But either way, it looks like his overall average is the highest of the three of you guys. So
yeah,
we'll see what Meg does.
Yeah, that's true. You got to play 3 times for qualify, I think it says.
It does say, yeah, you're right. That is, yep.
Minimum 3 appearance qualifier.
The Elias Feud Bureau.
All right. Well, Jake and I are off to the House of Blues. Big night tonight, Section 10 night at Fenway Park. Very excited. Get out and see all the people. And do we have an update on that Oakland trip, Dallas?
Yeah. Greenlit.
Oh, okay. All right. So the videographer Mike Emond, who does the vlog, does a fucking awesome job. Used to do Like a Pro that I did on Nesson, is now with Underdog, and he's the fucking best that I've ever come across. He is A1 as it pertains to documenting, shooting, editing, the whole deal. And we're gonna send his ass to Oakland to document Dallas's. Yeah. Well, we're going to do a documentary on Meg Braden.
She won't be there.
One of the episodes is going to be about Dallas and how he does like a little TV show. So we're going to send him out there for the last day at the Oakland Coliseum. We're going to have Mike wake up in bed with Dallas and start the day from there. Go through the entire day, every up, every down. And he's going to end up winning a fucking award. I don't know if there's like the YouTube Emmys, but it's going to win one, I would imagine. So
I would have to assume the whole channel's up for some sort of award.
Yeah.
You would think.
Yummy.
I'm not also familiar with who decides that stuff, but if we win one, they're very smart. And if we're not nominated, then I have some real questions about the integrity of the whole thing.
Agreed.
Bullshit.
I'm with you. Yep.
I did have one final note though.
Okay.
I know you guys got to get going and you're yawning. The Jake will be wearing The Future is Void. That's the name of his sunglasses from Gooder.
Oh,
I know the listeners want to like, get a head start on what the guys are going to be wearing.
Yes.
So I just wanted to round that out. That's what the 4 of us will be wearing.
Perfect.
Noted.
Can't wait. All right, we'll be back on Wednesday with Joseph, who didn't get the memo that today we were going early. So we'll be back on Wednesday, and then Thursday with Meg Braden, Family Feud, the real Family Feud. We'll have an actual family feuding on Family Feud on Thursday. Dallas Braden, Meg Braden, the showdown that everyone's been asking for. Very excited for that. Plus an interview with the viral sensation superstar Meg Braden on Thursday.
Does Joey's appearance fall under the umbrella of what Dallas does with the guests since he's coming on Wednesday?
In what regard?
I'll let the listeners enjoy it. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. It's up to Joe.
That's the cost of missing Monday.
Yeah. I don't know if he knows the rules, but he's never been on a Wednesday before. So, good luck. Hang with him, Joe.
You ready, Joe?
Yeah. Oh, he's ready. All right. See you Wednesday.
Wow.